When Dennis Åsberg appears on camera, he does not look like a man seeking attention. Calm and usually measured in his words, he carries the quiet gravity of someone who has seen things most people never will. That is why his latest update about the Baltic Sea Anomaly has sent an update through the communities that have followed this mystery since the early days. For the first time, Dennis has begun to speak openly about details he never shared in public before. The presence of Navy vessels, impossible temperature changes, veteran divers reporting that the structure seemed to breathe, and a new collaboration with astronomer Dr. Beatrice Villarroel that may have changed everything. To understand the weight of his new statements, it is important to return to the beginning. In June of the year 2011, Dennis, together with Peter Lindberg and their Swedish Ocean X team, was on a routine mission in the northern Baltic Sea. They were searching for a centuries-old shipwreck, using side-scan sonar across the cold, murky depths. Instead of a wreck, their screens lit up with the outline of something unexpected. A large, disc-shaped formation resting on the seabed. Later measurements would estimate its diameter at around 60 meters, with a thickness of roughly 3 to 4 meters, sitting like a massive plate perched on top of a pillar of seafloor that rose about 8 to 9 meters above the surrounding bottom. From the very beginning, the formation refused to behave like a simple rock. The team described it as having a rough, granite-like exterior, yet it did not lie flush with the sediment. It appeared to be set on some kind of base, detached from the seabed, rather than growing out of it as a typical geological outcrop would. During their follow-up expeditions, they noticed line-like features that resembled stairways, sharp angles where nature tends toward curves, and even a circular opening that looked more like an entrance than an erosion pit. Scattered stones on top of the object seemed strangely arranged, as though placed rather than dropped by random currents or ice movements. Technical problems began almost immediately. On early visits, electronics would misbehave when the boat passed directly above the site. Satellite phones fell silent, navigation systems glitched, and instruments only returned to normal once the vessel moved about 200 meters away from the anomaly. During a later expedition, when a remotely operated vehicle descended toward the structure, its compass readings became chaotic, as if some unseen field were twisting its sense of direction. The tether leading back to the ship repeatedly snagged on unseen protrusions. Even in those early years, Dennis and the others understood that the Baltic Sea Anomaly was unlike anything they had encountered in their extensive careers. What Dennis has now revealed adds an entirely new layer to the story. In his recent update, he explained that almost immediately after the discovery became known, he was contacted by Navy officials who wanted to know exactly what his team had found. It was not just polite curiosity. According to him, naval vessels soon appeared in the vicinity, moving closer to the coordinates of the anomaly. On the open sea, fuel, crew hours, and ship time are expensive. The presence of official ships around the area sent a clear message to many observers. Whatever lay on the seabed was not being treated as a simple rock by those who monitor coastal security. Dennis also shared details from one of the most experienced divers on the team, a veteran of many deep dives who had been sent down to inspect the object at close range. When this diver surfaced, he did not speak like someone who had just examined an ordinary boulder. He described the structure as if it were alive in some strange mechanical or energetic sense. Through openings in its surface, he believed he saw clouds of fine sediment moving inward and outward rhythmically, like inhalation and exhalation. Dust appeared to be drawn into the holes and then expelled again, as though the object itself were breathing. At the same time, his instruments recorded something even more astonishing. The water temperature around the anomaly seemed to plunge towards 0 degrees Celsius, levels that should not be possible at that depth and in that location, where the surrounding water remained noticeably warmer. In his new statements, Dennis has emphasized another critical point. The object is not fused with the seabed. Sonar and visual inspections convinced the team that it stands on a separate base and is detached from the underlying rock. This alone disqualifies many of the early explanations that framed it as an odd but natural rock formation carved by glaciers. The surface is far from smooth. The divers saw right-angled edges, corridor-like features, and cut-like shapes that created the impression of a constructed interior rather than an eroded lump of stone. Some passages seemed to run straight into the mass of the object, giving the unsettling sense that they were observing outer walls and possible entry routes of some kind. Another pattern Dennis has highlighted is the way storms seem to gather directly above the location of the anomaly. Over the years, he and others have noticed that lightning and heavy weather often concentrate over that portion of the sea, as though something beneath the waves is interacting with the atmosphere above. For a team of divers who are also seasoned mariners, this is not a casual observation. They track conditions carefully, and the repeated overlap between the anomaly's coordinates and storm activity has left a strong impression. Combined with earlier reports of electromagnetic interference around the site, the idea of a complex energy field surrounding the object has become difficult to ignore for those who have spent time there. The newest and perhaps most intriguing development in this long-running mystery is Dennis Åsberg's collaboration with Dr. Beatrice Villarroel. She is known for her work in astronomy, particularly in the search for non-human intelligence through unusual transient phenomena and unexplained light sources in the sky. By joining forces, Dennis and Beatrice have created a bridge between the depths of the Baltic Sea and the vastness of space. While Dennis brings first-hand experience with the structure itself, Beatrice contributes a scientific framework for detecting patterns that may indicate artificial design or technological activity. Together, they have been studying the anomaly through every available lens. This includes the original sonar sweeps, underwater video footage, temperature and magnetic data, and the recorded disturbances in nearby electronics. Though Dennis has not yet laid out every detail in public, his language suggests that their joint analysis has revealed new consistencies and anomalies in the data. When someone who has stayed cautious for more than a decade suddenly states that he is almost without words, it implies that the findings have crossed a threshold in his own mind. Without making explicit claims, he has hinted that some of what they are now seeing points toward a level of organization and behavior that is very difficult to reconcile with a random geological structure. The reaction to Dennis's latest video has been intense. Clips of his update spread rapidly across platforms such as X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Reddit and YouTube. People who have followed the Baltic Sea Anomaly since the first sonar image was released felt a surge of renewed interest. Enthusiasts and independent researchers have flooded discussion threads with theories. Some believe that Dennis and Dr. Villarroel may have detected artificial geometry beneath the sediment or internal patterns that resemble machinery. Others speculate that they could have identified unusual energy emissions, perhaps in the radio or optical range, that match signatures used in astrophysical searches for advanced technology. A more cautious camp suggests that the anomaly might be a natural structure with properties never seen before, such as unusual mineral content, rare crystalline formations, or complex interactions with regional magnetic fields and ocean currents. Across all of these interpretations, however, one idea remains steady. Very few people think that Dennis would make such an emotionally charged announcement if he still believed the anomaly was just an odd rock. The latest wave of interest has also revived old questions regarding why the Baltic Sea Anomaly has been met at times with resistance, limited funding, and dismissive attitudes from parts of the scientific community. Many have noted that when Navy elements take an interest in an underwater object, it often becomes harder for civilian groups to operate freely around it. The presence of official ships near the site in the early days, combined with electronic interference and an object that seems to draw storms, has encouraged speculation that some information may have been quietly filed away out of public view. Whether or not that is the case, the fact remains that the anomaly has not yet received the full-scale, multidisciplinary investigation that many feel it deserves. For Dennis, the mystery is not abstract. It has shaped his life for more than a decade. He has spoken before about the pressure of carrying such a mystery, the endless requests for answers, and the responsibility he feels toward the truth. The new details he has shared do not come across as casual revelations. They feel like a deliberate decision to be more open now that another scientist he respects is involved, and now that he believes the world may be ready to hear more. His tone suggests that he regards the anomaly not as a curiosity, but as a potential clue to a much larger story about the history of our planet and the presence of advanced craft or structures in places humanity has barely begun to explore. Across the Baltic Sea, the object remains in its silent vigil, resting at a depth of around 85 to 90 meters, perched on its pillar, covered in sediment and mystery. Above, storms continue to roll over the coordinates. Lightning forks across the clouds, and waves pass overhead, unaware of the global interest focused on that point on the map. On land, hard drives hold sonar maps, video sequences, temperature logs, and the analysis files of an astronomer who studies signs of intelligence among the stars. Somewhere among those lines of data are the clues that have left a veteran diver uncharacteristically speechless. The story of the Baltic Sea Anomaly is now entering a new phase. It began as a strange sonar echo in June of the year 2011, evolved into a controversial underwater structure with stairways, openings, and geomagnetic disturbances, and has now become the focus of a collaboration between a deep-sea explorer and an astronomer who studies cosmic mysteries. Whatever lies on the seabed, its influence has already traveled far beyond the Baltic. It has brought together sailors, scientists, engineers, and ordinary people around the world in a shared sense of wonder. If Dennis Åsberg's latest words and expressions are any indication, he believes that the most important chapter of this story has not yet been written. In the vast expanses of the ocean, where the horizon seems infinite and the mysteries of the deep remain largely unexplored, extraordinary sightings occasionally capture the imagination and provoke profound questions. One such incident occurred on the 20th of July 2022, when a man aboard a cruise ship bound for Norway witnessed and documented a series of strange objects rising out of the ocean. Mr. Harrison embarked on a much-anticipated cruise to Norway in July 2022. The voyage promised stunning landscapes, majestic fjords, and the tranquil beauty of the North Atlantic. The Iona cruise ship set sail from Southampton, England, and made its way northward, with clear skies and calm seas accompanying the journey. On the afternoon of the 20th of July at 10:15 in the morning, as the ship cruised through the waters, Mr. Harrison decided to sit out on his balcony overlooking the back of the ship. Suddenly, his attention was drawn to a series of strange objects appearing in the distance. He quickly retrieved his phone and began capturing the scene. The objects, initially small and barely noticeable, grew larger as they ascended from the water. They appeared to be rectangular, spherical, and oval-shaped. He estimated there were 5 of these objects, rising in a coordinated manner, moving with a smooth and deliberate motion. Mr. Harrison managed to take several photographs of the objects, and the images clearly showed the strange objects emerging from the ocean and hovering above the water. The man noted that the objects suddenly appeared, and this is backed up by a photograph that he took just 30 seconds earlier. According to him, they were encompassed by the ocean on one of the days at sea, leaving them with no visible surroundings. There were no structures such as boats or oil rigs in the vicinity. Upon sharing his footage on social media, he encountered a mixture of awe, curiosity, and skepticism. Some believed the objects to be a natural phenomenon, such as gas emissions from the ocean floor, while others speculated about advanced military technology or even an unidentified object. Methane hydrates, for example, can create bubbles that ascend through the water column. While this phenomenon could account for the rising motion, it does not explain the large nature or the appearance of the objects. The most speculative explanation is that the objects were of advanced origin. The characteristics described by the eyewitness, including the appearance and how there was nothing else around, align with some reports of unidentified flying objects. While this explanation captures the imagination, it remains highly conjectural without additional evidence. These mysterious underwater objects, often described as exhibiting advanced technological capabilities far beyond current human understanding, have been cited for decades, fueling speculation and debate about their origin. USOs have been reported for centuries, with early sailors and fishermen recounting tales of strange objects moving beneath the waves. These stories, often dismissed as folklore or misidentifications of natural phenomena, laid the groundwork for modern interest in underwater mysteries. Historical records from naval logs and maritime folklore frequently mention unexplained underwater lights and fast-moving objects that defy conventional explanations. In the modern era, USO sightings have become more frequent and detailed, thanks in part to advancements in underwater exploration technology. The US Navy has documented numerous encounters with USOs, often during routine operations or training exercises. These reports, while not always publicly acknowledged, provide a compelling body of evidence supporting the existence of unidentified submerged objects. Modern sonar and radar systems have also recorded data supporting the existence of USOs. In several instances, unidentified objects have been detected moving at incredible speeds beneath the water, often changing direction abruptly and without losing velocity. These capabilities suggest the use of advanced propulsion systems that remain a mystery to contemporary science. One theory is that these mysterious underwater objects represent advanced clandestine technology developed by unknown terrestrial entities. Given the high level of secrecy surrounding military and aerospace research, it is possible that certain countries or private organizations possess underwater vehicles with capabilities that are not publicly known. However, the extraordinary performance characteristics of many USOs, such as their ability to move at supersonic speeds underwater and transition seamlessly between air and water, challenge the limits of current engineering and physics. Another theory posits that USOs may be of advanced origin. Proponents of this idea argue that the advanced technology exhibited by these objects, coupled with their elusive nature, suggests they may be operated by intelligent beings from other planets. Some researchers suggest that certain USO sightings could be attributed to natural phenomena. For example, underwater volcanic activity, bioluminescent marine life, and gas emissions from the ocean floor can produce lights and movements that might be mistaken for advanced technology. However, these natural explanations often fall short of accounting for the more extraordinary characteristics reported in many USO encounters. The presence of USOs in the world's oceans has significant implications for naval and maritime operations. The ability of these objects to move undetected and at high speeds poses a potential threat to national security and maritime safety. Understanding the nature and capabilities of USOs is crucial for developing appropriate defensive measures and ensuring the safety of naval personnel. Mr. Harrison's sighting underscores the vast unknowns that still exist within our natural world. The ocean, covering more than 70% of the Earth's surface, remains largely unexplored. Events like this remind us of the limitations of our understanding and the potential for new discoveries, whether they are natural, technological, or something else entirely. Encounters with unexplained phenomena, such as the one documented by Mr. Harrison, highlight the importance of maintaining an open and inquisitive approach to scientific investigation. Rather than dismissing such sightings as mere anomalies or figments of imagination, the scientific community should be encouraged to explore and study these events rigorously. Unidentified flying objects have fascinated and perplexed humanity for decades. Interestingly, a significant number of these sightings occur near oceans, leading to speculation and investigation into why these mysterious objects are frequently observed in such locations. Reports of UFOs near oceans date back to the early 20th century, with sailors and coastal residents frequently documenting encounters with strange lights and objects above and below the water. These sightings often describe UFOs as performing extraordinary maneuvers, such as rapid accelerations, sudden changes in direction, and seamless transitions between air and water. In recent years, technological advancements and the ubiquity of cameras have led to an increase in documented UFO sightings near oceans. One theory posits that these mysterious objects could be using the ocean as a base or habitat. The vast, largely unexplored depths of our oceans provide a perfect hiding place for advanced civilizations. Underwater bases would offer several advantages, such as protection from human detection and a stable environment away from atmospheric disturbances. The hypothesis suggests that these civilizations have developed technology to navigate both air and water with ease, explaining the frequent transitions observed in many sightings. Another possibility is that UFOs are engaging in resource extraction. Earth's oceans are rich in minerals, energy sources, and other valuable materials. Advanced civilizations might be harvesting these resources, using sophisticated technology to mine or collect them without being easily detected. This theory aligns with reports of UFOs seen hovering over or diving into the ocean, possibly engaging in extraction activities. These objects could also be conducting scientific research and observation of Earth and its ecosystems. The ocean, with its unique and diverse life forms, presents a significant area of interest. They might be probes sent from other planets that might be studying marine biology, oceanography, and environmental patterns to understand Earth's natural systems better. The frequent sightings near oceans could be the result of these ongoing scientific missions. Eyewitness accounts from credible sources, such as military personnel, pilots, and sailors, provide compelling evidence of UFO activity near oceans. These individuals often have extensive experience and training, making their testimonies particularly valuable. Their consistent descriptions of UFO behavior and characteristics add credibility to the phenomenon. Numerous military encounters with UFOs have occurred near oceans, providing documented evidence of their presence. Various Navy ships have encountered these mysterious objects, including on their radar systems, which tracked and recorded the UFO's movements. These incidents are often accompanied by detailed reports and, in some cases, video footage, offering strong evidence of the phenomenon. Physical evidence, such as radar data, sonar readings, and photographic images, further supports the existence of UFOs near oceans. In some cases, unidentified submerged objects have been detected by sonar, exhibiting behaviors similar to those of airborne UFOs. This evidence points to advanced technology capable of operating in both environments. The presence of UFOs near oceans suggests the existence of advanced technology far beyond current human capabilities. These objects' ability to maneuver seamlessly between air and water, travel at incredible speeds, and evade detection indicates a level of technological sophistication that challenges our understanding of physics and engineering. The consistent and widespread nature of oceanic UFO sightings raises the possibility of advanced life. If these objects are indeed operated by intelligent beings, it implies that we are not alone in the universe. This realization could have profound implications for our understanding of life, civilization, and our place in the cosmos. The frequent presence of UFOs near military installations and naval fleets also raises national security concerns. Understanding the intentions and capabilities of these objects is crucial for assessing potential threats and developing appropriate responses. Governments around the world have started to take the phenomenon more seriously, allocating resources to investigate and analyze these encounters. One interesting theory proposed to explain these mysterious sightings is that UFOs could be probes sent from another planet. The idea of sending probes to other planets is not foreign to humanity. Since the mid-20th century, Earth has been sending robotic spacecraft to explore the Moon, Mars, and other celestial bodies within our solar system. These missions have provided invaluable data about our cosmic neighbors and have significantly advanced our understanding of space. If humanity, with its relatively nascent technological capabilities, can send probes across the solar system, it stands to reason that a more advanced civilization could achieve far greater feats. Such civilizations, potentially millions of years ahead in technological development, might possess the means to send highly sophisticated, autonomous probes across vast interstellar distances. An advanced extraterrestrial probe would likely be designed for longevity and durability, capable of surviving the harsh conditions of space travel over extended periods. These probes could utilize advanced propulsion systems, such as nuclear fusion or antimatter engines, allowing them to traverse the vast expanses of space efficiently. Additionally, they might be equipped with self-repair mechanisms or even artificial intelligence to ensure their continuous operation and adaptability. UFO sightings often share common characteristics, such as advanced maneuverability, sudden changes in direction, and rapid acceleration and deceleration, capabilities far beyond current human technology. These consistent features suggest that UFOs could be sophisticated machines designed to observe and gather data, akin to the probes humanity sends to other planets. Many UFO sightings involve objects that appear to lack the life support systems necessary for human or biological occupancy. These objects often display a sleek, metallic appearance with no visible windows, hatches, or other features typically associated with manned spacecraft. This lack of observable life support systems supports the idea that UFOs could be unmanned probes designed for long-term space exploration. The behavior of many UFOs indicates a focus on surveillance and observation. These objects are frequently reported near military installations, nuclear facilities, and other strategic locations, suggesting a deliberate effort to monitor human activities. The advanced sensors and data-gathering capabilities of these probes would enable them to conduct detailed studies of Earth and its inhabitants, much like how humanity studies other planets. If UFOs are indeed advanced probes, their advanced propulsion systems could revolutionize our understanding of space travel. The ability to traverse interstellar distances implies the use of propulsion methods far beyond our current capabilities. Studying these technologies could lead to breakthroughs in energy production, propulsion, and materials science, potentially transforming human civilization. The autonomous nature of extraterrestrial probes suggests significant advancements in artificial intelligence and autonomous systems.